Hello, first graders. Today we're going to be talking about equal parts, what that means, what they look like, and how to make them. I want to start by having you think about this question. It says, how do you know if a shape is divided into equal parts? So look at this pie right here. And I can see that it's divided because it has a line. And half the pie is over here, but half the pie is missing. How do I know if the parts that are here, so this part and this part, are equal? Well, first I have to know what equal means. So think about all the times we've talked about the word equal this year in first grade. What does equal mean? Hopefully you remember that equal means it's the same. So we use it a lot when we do addition and subtraction. We might say 1 plus 1 equals 2. It's the same on both sides. The answer is 2. So if this is equal, that means the parts have to be the same size, the same shape. So do you think that this pie is divided into equal parts? Is this part the same size as this part? It is. And I can tell that, again, because they are the same size and the same shape. If I would match these up, they would be the same. What about this birthday cake? So Jocelyn had a cake at her birthday party, and she wants to cut it into 2 equal parts. If I were to draw a line to show how she can cut the cake, where could I draw a line to make 2 equal parts? So I don't want you to be tricked here. They didn't say to draw 2 lines. They just said to make 2 parts. So if I draw 1 line, that would divide the shape into 2 parts. I could either divide this cake across the middle this way, or I could divide it down the middle like this. If I draw 1 line, now how many parts did I make? 1, 2. And are they equal? Are they the same size? Yes, they are. So those are equal parts. Derek makes a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. He wants to share it equally with his friends. He cuts the sandwich into 4 equal parts to share with his friends. Draw lines to show 4 equal parts. So let's think about this. If he needs 4 parts, we just talked about when we draw 1 line, that makes 2 parts. So if I would draw 2 lines, that would make it 4 parts. So down here, they're showing us that we could draw a line this way, down the middle. I'll do the best I can to make it down the middle and straight with this, but it's really hard. Let's try that again. So I can draw a line down the middle this way. And a line this way across the middle. They did a much better job than I did. But that is how we can make 4 equal parts. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you look at theirs, because mine aren't very good, if you look at theirs, they are all the same size. That's how I know that they are equal. So think about it. If you were going to share a sandwich or a cake or a pie with somebody, would you want them to have a bigger piece than you, or would you want it to all be fair so that you all had the equal size, the same size piece? That's why we make equal parts. Sometimes we can use our 2-dimensional shapes or our blocks to help divide other shapes into equal parts. So they're showing that to us here. First, they have a hexagon over here, and we can use trapezoids to divide that into equal parts. So if I put 1 trapezoid here and 1 trapezoid here, they have the line down the middle to show that I divided it there. So how many equal parts did I make on this hexagon? 1, 2. There's 2 equal parts here. What about this big triangle? They're showing me I can use small triangles to divide this into parts. So I can put them on here to show that. So how many equal parts can I divide this big triangle into? 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, they already drew the lines to show us that it can be 4 equal parts. What about this big square over here? How many equal parts could I divide this big square into using smaller squares? 1, 2, 3, 4. So again, I made 4 equal parts. They're all the same size, and I know that because I use those blocks to help me. Whenever we are talking about dividing a shape into parts, equal parts, we always start with the whole. So this kind of reminds me of when we are doing addition and subtraction. We use our part-whole chart at school. So it's very similar when we're dividing a shape. The shape that we begin with is called the whole because we haven't done anything to it. Once we start dividing it and separating it into equal parts, that's when we are breaking the shape down into parts. So just like our part-whole chart, we start with the biggest and then we're dividing it into smaller chunks. Equal parts can also be called equal shares. And remember, equal parts have to be the same size. So first they took this square and divided it into 4 equal parts. They're all the same size. And they also took this square and divided it into 2 equal parts. Again, they are the same size. If I were going to draw a line on this triangle to show equal parts, where should I draw a line? I'm going to do my best. It's really hard on this. If I drew a line here to make 2 parts, because I did make 2 parts, are they equal? So is this part the same size as this part? Are they the same shape? No, they are not. So I can't draw a line like that. I can draw a line this way, though, to make 2 equal parts. I did my best to make them the same size. But if I divide them this way, I have 2 parts, and they're the same size. What about over here to draw 4 equal parts? So there's a couple ways I could do this one. I could either draw a line across the middle this way, a straight line, and then draw a straight line this way across the middle to make 4 equal parts. Or this way is a lot harder, but I could draw 4 equal parts this way. This way is harder to make them the same size. Let me try that again. Okay, you get the idea, but it's much easier to make 4 equal parts on a rectangle if I draw a line across the middle this way and a line down the middle this way. Let's try a couple more for practice. So, how many equal parts are there in this rectangle? It's divided into 2 equal parts. What about this rectangle? That one is divided into 4 equal parts. That's what I was trying to show you on the last one that I was having trouble making equal. What about this square? How many equal parts is it divided into? 4. And this triangle? 2 equal parts. How could I divide this square into 4 equal parts? So if I was going to draw lines on it, how could I divide it? Again, there's a couple ways you could do it. You could either divide it, draw a line down the middle this way, and a line across this way. That would make you 4 equal parts. Or you could go corner to corner. And that would give you 4 equal parts if you make your line straight, unlike mine. What about this trapezoid? How could I divide it into 2 equal parts? Could I divide it this way? Are these parts equal? Are they the same size, same shape? No, they are not. This part on the bottom is bigger than this part on the top. So for the trapezoid, I would have to draw a line right down the middle to make them equal. Now they're the same size and the same shape. And finally, I'm just going to have you watch this short little video that summarizes what we were just learning about.
Equal parts. Equal parts.
Equal parts make a whole. This shape has 4 equal parts. The parts are all the same shape and size. The whole is 4 equal parts.
Let's look at another set of equal parts. We are going to place pattern blocks on the matching shapes and write how many equal parts there are. Let's place this pattern block here, another one here, and another one here. This shape has 3 equal parts.